Welcome back to Sportsbook Review videos. If it wasn't for a long Alfred Blue run and a couple of other plays that did not go in our favor last week during the wild card round, would have been a much better prop betting weekend for us. However, for the divisional round, I am back once again with three more of my hopefully winning prop betting picks from Bet365. See if we can jump back on the winning side of things here this week with starting off with a player prop pick on the first game of the weekend for Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, coming in with an over-under of yards this week at 62.5. Now, Kelsey's fallen back to earth just a little bit from his breakout campaign a year ago. Now going up against New England on the road, going to be a very tough environment here for Kelce, especially if Jeremy Maclin cannot go this week. Now, conventional wisdom would say that if Maclin can't go, the Chiefs are just going to pepper Kelce with targets, which could very easily be the case. But New England is notorious for taking away teams' number one options, and if they don't have to worry about Jeremy Maclin, Travis Kelce is going to see a ton of Patriots defenders in his face all game. And I think that could mean that the under is actually a pretty good play here for Kelce at 62.5 receiving yards. On the year during the regular season, the Patriots gave up the second fewest yards to tight ends this season, averaging less than 40 receiving yards per game were tight ends during the year. I think Kelce could easily see a lot of coverage here from safeties and linebackers. I think he goes under 62.5 as long as the Chiefs can stay in this game here this week at minus 115. Next up is the Cardinals hosting the Green Bay Packers, and I've already stated I think the over is a pretty good play in this one. Total sitting around 49.5 to 50 points, which means that the total for touchdowns this week at 5.5 looks like a pretty good wager on the over as well. NFL odds here from Bet365 have both sides, the over and the under, at 5.5 at minus 120, so they know it's going to be pretty close on this one. But to ask for only 3 touchdowns between these two teams whose offenses have been very good this year. Of course, the Cardinals averaging over 30 points per game during the regular season, with Aaron Rodgers bouncing back last week against the Washington Redskins. If he can carry that over this week against a tougher defense, yes, but not an unbeatable defense, especially for Aaron Rodgers if he's back to playing the way that we know he can play. Of course, they've done this once before already, as I've mentioned before, making a run as the 6th seed in the playoffs. I think over 5.5 touchdowns at minus 120. Pretty good wager here for the second game on Saturday night. Now, finally, we move over to Sunday afternoon between the Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers, and I'm going with a play between these two on the race to the points. Now, not necessarily wagering on which one of these teams is going to hit an offensive mark first. Instead, I'm going with neither team to get to 25 points because, as we know, even though both of these offenses have the capability to run up the score against one another, which could in fact be the case, I actually think we're going to see more of a defensive style of game here. Total of 44 points would indicate a lower scoring game, and we obviously know that the defenses are both the better units here for both of these clubs right now, and at plus 137, I think neither team to get to 25 points is actually a very, very good play. The Seahawks have not allowed 25 points since week 12 after they started on their hot streak to get back into the playoffs this year and try to get to a third Super Bowl in a row. On the other hand, the Panthers here only allowed 25 points in regulation 3 times all year. So between these two clubs, you could easily see a style of game where running the football is key and defense rules here. So neither team to get to 25 points at plus 137, my final prop betting pick of the weekend. Best of luck to you on all 3 of those. Make sure you check out some of my NBA plays this weekend as well. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.